Welcome to another episode of Explained by AI.
Today's deep dive tackles a kitchen conundrum.
Oh, a conundrum.
Yeah, it's surprisingly controversial.
Okay.
Can you reheat spinach in the microwave?
Right. It's one of those things many of us grew up hearing was a big no-no.
Right.
But is that just an old wives' tale?
Well, the root of this warning lies in nitrates, compounds naturally found in spinach.
Mm.
When reheated, these nitrates convert to nitrites.
And nitrates were linked to some scary health risks, right?
Exactly. Older studies pointed to a connection between nitrites and the formation of nitrosamines,
Nitrosamines.
potentially carcinogenic compounds.
Oh, wow.
This sparked the widespread caution against reheating spinach.
So that's where the fear comes from?
Yeah.
But what does modern science say?
Well,
Are we all in danger if we've ever reheated spinach?
not quite.
Okay.
Recent research suggests the risk from nitrates in reheated spinach was likely overblown.
Okay.
For starters, our bodies need small amounts of nitrates.
We do.
They're converted into nitric oxide, which is crucial for regulating blood pressure and may even enhance athletic performance.
Hold on. Our bodies use nitrates.
It's true.
That's a plot twist I wasn't expecting.
And the formation of those harmful nitrosamines is actually pretty rare under normal cooking conditions.
Okay, so maybe the microwave isn't the villain here.
Right.
But let's talk practicality.
Sure.
Any tips for doing it right?
Absolutely. Proper storage and reheating are key.
Okay.
First, cool your cooked spinach quickly
Mm-hmm.
and store it in the fridge to prevent bacterial growth.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And how long is it good for?
Aim to use it within 1 to 2 days.
Okay.
When you're ready to reheat, ensure it reaches at least 75 degrees C or 167 degrees R to kill any lingering bacteria.
Got it. High enough temp is key.
Right.
But let's be real, all cooking methods lead to some nutrient loss, right?
That's true, but here's the thing about microwaving.
Okay.
It's incredibly fast.
Mm.
This means less time for those precious nutrients to break down.
So it might not be as detrimental as other methods.
Precisely.
Okay.
However, one valid concern with microwaves is their tendency to heat unevenly.
Okay.
This could leave some parts of your spinach dangerously undercooked.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'd rather not play spinach roulette with food safety.
Right. To avoid that, simply stir your spinach halfway through reheating to ensure everything reaches a safe temperature.
Good tip.
Yeah.
So we've busted some myths about those scary nitrates and learned that microwaving might not be the nutrient zapper we thought it was.
Yeah. The key takeaway here is that while the science has evolved, those old food safety rules still hold true.
Right.
Proper storage and reheating are essential for enjoying your spinach safely.
You mentioned nitrosamines earlier.
Right.
What are they exactly and why were they such a big concern?
Nitrosamines are a group of chemical compounds that have been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers.
Oh, wow.
The fear was that when nitrates in spinach convert to nitrites during reheating, they could react with other compounds present,
Okay.
forming these harmful nitrosamines.
So the concern wasn't just the nitrites themselves, but their potential to create something even worse.
That's right. But thankfully, further research has shown that nitrosamine formation in reheated spinach is actually quite rare, especially if you're following safe cooking practices.
That's good news.
Yeah.
But even if the cancer risk is low, I've heard that reheated spinach can taste well less than appealing.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that?
There's definitely a textural element at play.
Oh,
Spinach, like many leafy greens, contains oxalic acid when heated. This acid can bind with calcium, leading to a slightly chalky or gritty texture.
so that's the science behind that sometimes unpleasant mouthfeel.
Exactly. And while microwaving itself doesn't necessarily worsen this effect, it can highlight it if the spinach isn't heated evenly.
So another reason to make sure we're stirring things up in the microwave. But speaking of cooking methods, are there any alternatives to microwaving that might preserve nutrients or taste better?
You could definitely experiment. Steaming, for example, is a gentle way to reheat spinach while retaining moisture and vibrant color.
Okay.
Sautéing with a little garlic and olive oil can also add flavor and bring back some of that fresh cooked taste.
So there are options for those looking to elevate their leftover spinach game.
Absolutely. It all comes down to personal preference and what works best in your kitchen.
Right.
But remember, no matter which method you choose, prioritizing food safety is always paramount.
Right. So we've tackled the science, the safety, even the texture.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else we should consider when it comes to reheating spinach?
There's one final point that's often overlooked: portion size.
Okay.
While it's tempting to reheat that entire container of leftover spinach, think about how much you'll actually eat.
You're saying we should avoid reheating more than we need.
Precisely. Each time you reheat spinach, you're subjecting it to additional heat and potential nutrient loss. It's best to reheat only what you plan to consume to minimize these effects and ensure you're enjoying the most flavorful and nutritious spinach possible.
That's a great point. I'm definitely guilty of reheating too much and then ending up with sad, wilted leftovers in the back of the fridge.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
But by being mindful of portion sizes and reheating strategies, we can ensure our leftover spinach is as delicious and nutritious as possible.
Well, this has been a real eye-opener. Who knew there was so much to learn about reheating spinach? I'm feeling much more confident about my leafy greens now.
Good.
So it seems like we've debunked some myths about reheating spinach.
Yeah, we've armed ourselves with the knowledge to make informed choices.
It's a good reminder to stay curious and keep learning, but beyond the science.
Right.
There's also a practical element here. We've talked about safe reheating, preserving nutrients, even the texture of spinach. What's the bottom line for listeners who are now staring into their fridge at a container of leftovers?
The key takeaway is this: don't be afraid to enjoy your leftover spinach.
Okay.
With proper storage and reheating techniques, you can safely savor those leafy greens without sacrificing taste or nutrition.
So no need to toss those leftovers out of fear. Just be smart about it.
Exactly. And remember, the best way to enjoy any food is with a side of knowledge. Understanding the science behind our food choices empowers us to make informed decisions that support both our health and our taste buds.
Well said. This has been another fascinating deep dive into the world of food science.
It has.
We hope you've enjoyed joining us and maybe learned a thing or two along the way.
Absolutely.
Do you have any topic that you would like to have explained? Drop it in the comments.